All right, let's get right into it. What we have here is an exact age-by-age blueprint for building some serious wealth, starting way back in your early teens. And look, it doesn't matter if you're 13 or 30 right now, you can just think of this as your personal checklist to really get ahead of the game. Now this, right here, this comes straight from a self-made millionaire who says that if he'd had a guide like this when he was younger, he could have made his first million way, way faster. I mean, that's a pretty powerful statement about what we're about to cover, right? So, yeah, I'd listen up because this could genuinely change your financial future.
So what's the secret weapon here? The single most important factor? Is it about, picking the perfect stock or having a ton of cash to start? Nope. It's actually something way simpler, and it's something every single person has access to, especially when you're young.
It's just time. That's it. Time. Having your money in the market for as long as you possibly can is your single biggest advantage. It's the engine that drives everything, and it's the one thing you can never, ever get back. And the reason this works? Well, it comes down to one pretty magical concept. Yeah, the snowball effect. It's the perfect way to think about compound interest. Just picture it. You start with a tiny snowball at the top of a really long hill. At first, it's kind of slow, right? But as it rolls, it picks up more snow. It gets bigger, it gets faster, and pretty soon it's this unstoppable avalanche. That is exactly what your money does, over time, thanks to compounding. Okay, so let's get into the first stage of this blueprint, laying the foundation, from ages 13 to 15. This is where you plant those first, super important seeds of wealth. So you can't legally invest on your own when you're this young, right? So a custodial account is basically your ticket into the game. It's just an investment account that a parent or a guardian opens up for you, and it lets you get that compounding snowball rolling as early as possible. So you can see the main options here. If you're in the UK, you're looking at a junior ISA. In the US, it's what's called a UGMA or a UTMA. But honestly, the core idea is exactly the same for both. They let an adult get your money working for you years before you turn 18. And trust me, even just throwing in a little bit of birthday or holiday money can make a massive difference down the road. Okay, age 14. Your biggest asset, other than time, is your freedom. Think about it. No rent, no real bills. You have all this space to just explore. So try everything. I mean everything. Sports, art, tech, maybe mowing lawns, whatever. You're not trying to find a forever job here. You're hunting for a talent, something you actually enjoy that you can turn into cash later. All right, fast forward to age 15. This is all about a mental shift. See, most people save money just to spend it, right? You save up for the next phone, the next video game, but the mindset here is to stash for a launch pad. Every single dollar you put away isn't for some gadget that'll be outdated in a year. No, it's fuel. It's fuel for a future business, or maybe your first car, or a big investment. All right, foundation's laid. Now it's time to gear up. Ages 16 and 17, this is your 2-year window to get ready for the real world. So, at age 16, the name of the game is skill stacking. You take those talents you're exploring back at age 14, and you start seriously investing in them. The goal isn't just to be good at one thing, but to get good at a few related things. And yeah, that means using some of that launchpad money you stashed to buy the equipment you need to really master those skills. And this is a perfect real-world example. The source for this guide talked about his son buying an iMac for $500. He just sat at that thing and learned everything about it, and that led to him teaching himself how to edit videos. See, that $500 wasn't an expense, it was an investment. It opened the door to a high-value skill he could actually sell. So the question for you is, what's your iMac? Now this next one, at age 17, might sound almost too simple, but it is a huge strategic move. Getting your driver's license. It is non-negotiable. It just completely removes a massive barrier to making money. I mean, think about it for a second. How many jobs or side hustles are totally out of reach just because you can't get there? This one little card, it's the key that unlocks your freedom to earn. And here we go, the launchpad, the big one. Turning 18 isn't just about a birthday party. No, this is the moment your financial life launches. It's when you finally take full control of the cockpit. And on that 18th birthday, there are exactly 7 critical things you need to do, like right away. This is your launch day checklist for financial success. Okay, let's run through them. 1. Open your own bank accounts. You'll want a checking and a savings. 2. Get a credit card, and please use it responsibly to start building your credit score. 3. Open a tax-advantaged investing account. Think Roth IRA in the US or an ISA in the UK. This is your long-term wealth engine. 4. Think very carefully about university.
Weigh the cost against what you'll actually earn. Don't just jump into debt. Which brings us to number 5. Avoid bad debt. And we'll get into what that means in a sec. 6. Take those skills you've been building and turn them into a side hustle. Start making some real money. And finally, number 7. Invest for the long term. Make it a habit, a non-negotiable part of your life.
So, the launch was a success. You're in orbit. Now what? How do you steer the ship? This next phase, beyond 18, is all about mastering the long-term strategies and, honestly, the right mindset to create wealth that actually lasts.
Okay, this right here is one of the most important things you will ever learn about money. The difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt buys you assets that grow in value, things like a mortgage on a rental property or a loan to start a business. Bad debt, that just buys you stuff that loses value. Financing a car, racking up credit card debt for stuff you don't need, it just makes you poor. Simple as that. Your mission is to use good debt like a tool and avoid bad debt like the plague. If you ever needed a single reason to start investing right now, this is it. Just look at this. You invest just $250 a month. Starting at 18, you could end up with $1.5 million. But what if you wait just 10 years? You start at 28 instead. That final number plummets to less than 700 grand. You lose more than half of your potential money. That 1 decade of waiting cost you almost $1 million. Let that sink in. It's an absolutely staggering difference.
And finally, let's bust an old myth. A lot of us grew up hearing, never a lender or a borrower be, right? The idea that all debt is evil. But what's fascinating is the backstory here. This saying was supposedly pushed by the rich way back when, to keep the working class, well, working. To keep them from using leverage, good debt, to build their own wealth. It's a good reminder to always question that old school advice and really understand the tools that wealthy people actually use.
So there you have it. That's the map. The full blueprint from age 13 all the way into adulthood. The path is laid out for you, crystal clear. So really, there's only one question left. What's your first step going to be?